What's cracking, guys? Omar Isaf here, back with another video. I'm mad. And why am I mad? Well, that is because the biggest mistake I see online coaches make is that they try and do a one-size-fits-all approach. Oh, it worked for me? I haven't tried it out on other people. I don't have a large sample size. My sample size is n equals 1. I dropped carbs and I lost 30 pounds. Fuck it. Everyone should go low carb. Keto is the answer. The carnivore diet, what they don't want you to know, it almost starts resembling a conspiracy theory. But the problem that I see with a lot of online coaches is that, one, they don't have enough practical experience. And that's why an evidence-based approach takes a look at the research, takes a look at the body of evidence that we have available out there, combines it with your practical experience where there's some missing gaps in the research, a wealth of that practical experience, and it tries to marry the two in order to make the most informed choices. And I just don't see that in a lot of individuals. And this becomes dangerous when it becomes dogmatic, because people create an identity around a certain cause, right? The keto, like I said before, a low-carb carnivore diet, doesn't really matter. What they're in right now, they're in a caloric deficit. If that helps you adhere to your diet, more power to you, man. But does that mean it'll work for every single other person? Hell no. And I think sometimes people want a simple, clearly defined answer to all of life's problems. In the face of a dead God, we're all looking for a solution, you see. And that brings me to the video today, or the topic I want to talk about. Basically, how to spot a crappy coach. There's no problem giving general cues. I think teaching someone how to squat or how to deadlift or how to bench press shouldn't be a 3-hour lecture. To get them started again, man, all right, we're going to try low bar, you're going to do this, you're going to do this with your knees, we're going to make sure your hips sit back, cool, whatever. Great general cues. But when it becomes dogmatic, when it becomes this must be the way and this is the only way, where it becomes dangerous, because once again people have an identity. Oh, you need to low bar squat. Well, I'm like, what if I'm a weightlifter? Doesn't apply to me. What if I just care about squatting for general health and I want to start squatting for a long period of time and it just feels awkward as hell, low bar? Or same idea with the high bar. What if I'm not a weightlifter? What if I'm a power lifter and I want to maximize the amount of weight that I use? This is where it depends becomes really important. And that's why sometimes people get irritated with the so-called science bros, because a lot of their answers are more nuanced. Well, it depends would be their response. There is a reason why Greg Knuckles, bless that boy, when we did the lifting lyceum and we released a how to squat video and he wanted to make the most definitive one out there. Was it 5 minutes? No. Was it 10 minutes? Hell no. Was it 20 minutes? My man. It was an hour and 40 minutes. He cited over 80 research papers. Now, does this seem excessive? Maybe to some, but he wanted to be exact with his language and he wanted to factor in every single variable. Okay, so your femurs are long. Here's what we're going to try. Morphology, let's take a look. You find that you dip forward on the squat. Cool. How externally rotated should your hips be? All these various factors he took into an account when we made that video, the how to squat, the lifting lyceum. And that is someone who is being considerate of the individual. And we can't ignore individual morphology, goals, and a variety of other factors that really do contribute to our form. Which is why, once again, I'm going to throw up some clips. If there really was a one-size-fits-all approach, we can agree on general cues, but if there's one-size-fits-all on the squat, you must look down. You know, on the deadlift, in terms of your hand grip position, it has to touch your thighs at all times, otherwise it's junk. If we throw up some clips right now of some world champions, high-level elite competitors, the best of the best, we will notice that when it comes to the bench press, there's no uniform guarantee of their bench press grip width. If you were to tell someone, some individuals where it's like, you know what, maybe you want to try a medium grip or a wider grip, it will shorten the range of motion. Okay, that makes sense and it works for some people, right? Cool. But then we take a look at other individuals and we'll see they're actually benching huge numbers and their hand grip position is pretty damn close. And that's where what I would say self-selection or self-organization over time, finding out what works best for you, takes a little bit of work on the part of the individual, on the part of the listener, to keep experimenting in order to find out what works right for them. Case in point, I made a squat video recently about the high bar squat, about wide hip boys, long femur, trying to create space where they feel like their hips get jammed up. And I gave a lot of personal experience, but also my experience working with clients. And for a lot of people, it worked great. It had a lot of positive feedback. At the same time, on Juji's channel, Stan Efferding made a video overviewing Juji's squat, and it helped him out immensely. And it's seemingly contradictory, these two pieces of advice where Stan was advocating for a low bar squat, but it's not. Stan's a fantastic coach and he's giving a context specific answer. Juji has knee pain. You should try this. Stan's like, I also had knee pain. Try this out. Would this apply for someone, let's just use a niche example, someone that lifts in knee wraps? No, because on knee wraps, due to the extra knee extension power that you get from the wraps, they squat more vertical. Would this apply for every single person? No, but for that subset of the population, it's a fantastic set of advice. Does that mean every single person should squat that way? I don't think so. Does that mean the stand's advocating for that? No, and that's once again where individual experimentation is so important. You should be wary of the person that claims to have all the answers. You need to do it this way. You have to do it this way. We can even say when it comes to, once again, that's why I said deadlift stance width. If there are so many exceptions to the rule, maybe we should be questioning the rule. Good general rule. Okay, maybe a shoulder width apart for our legs. Got it. Cool. But then we see some strongman competitors. What are they doing? Eddie Hall, his foot stance. Oh, he goes a little bit wider, right? Or other people, they go more inside. So we could give these general cues and we could try and give context with the information. That's why these days I try and say this applies to beginners. This applies to intermediates. The two pieces of advice I gave recently, seemingly once again contradictory, unless we give it context, and that's very important. I'd say you should not be doing this exercise, right? And what is it? It's a pec deck, reverse pec deck. I'd say you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing this if you're a beginner because you need to focus on the big compound lifts. Okay, that makes sense. And at the same time, I give a tutorial. I'm like, if you're an intermediate lifter, if you're an advanced lifter, if you find you have a hard time activating your posterior delts, try out the reverse pec deck. So it's like, wait a second. Oh, I said this applies to intermediates, this applies to beginners. And so really trying to hone in on who your advice is for, what it would be most effective for, becomes very relevant in all these conversations. And you should be wary, as always, of gurus, people that claim to have every single answer. I've made many a mistake in my lifting career, in my coaching career, giving bad advice over time. But hopefully we percolate, we increase our level of knowledge. We're always continuously trying to learn more. Be out in that field, in them trenches, in the gym, learning more through coaching a lot of people, seeing general patterns. You're like, you know what, this is a good coaching cue, it works for a lot of people, and then applying it and giving it advice. But in ways, more information online needs to be verifiable. Do you have any practical experience with this? But what does the research show? Are you just making this out of your ass? Do you know that sometimes saying inflammatory things, where you say absolute statements, get you more attention, and therefore you're doing it because you want to make money? Well, fuck you. Anyways, I gotta get out of here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I think there's a lot of good information out there, and hopefully as creators we continue to try and put out better and better information, network with other individuals that are putting out that good information, and just raise the overall fitness IQ. Thank you so much for watching the video. I'm jacked up on Mountain Dew. If you liked the video, that's probably because Severin, this vein, I thought it was gonna go away. It's staying. If you liked the video, make sure to like the damn video, and I'll see all you guys, my rascals, in that next one. Peace!
Eat your vegetables, eat your vegetables, eat your fucking vegetables.